Okideriwe
This documentary will be on Okpe local government area of Delta State. We looked at a number of projects. The first was the Effurun Osubi Eku Road Dualisation project. This project was started under the administration of Governor Emmanuel Eweta Oduara sometimes in 2010. The project was awarded to 3 contractors at a total cost of 10.3 billion. But as at 2011 fiscal year, over 2 billion naira had been spent. In 2012, 3.9 billion was spent. In 2013, there was no direct budgetary allocation for the project, but there was a single head allocation for ongoing road projects, which was to the tune of 20.24 billion. That means some part of this budgetary allocation would have been allocated to the Effurun Osubi Eku Road. In 2014, 5 billion naira was allocated to the project, and by the end of 2014, over 10.94 billion had been spent on the project. What you see in the video is that the dual carriageway breaks up at a particular point to a single lane and turns again to a dual carriageway, all ending within the Osubi axis. And from what we recorded on the road, from the PTI junction to where the dual carriageway ended is less than 4 kilometers. Now, under the administration of Governor Okowa, further budgetary allocations were made to this project, and these allocations were as follows. In 2018, 500 million naira was budgeted. In 2019, 1.5 billion naira was budgeted. So when you look at the 10.3 billion budgeted under Oduara and the 2 billion budgeted under Okowa, this brings us to a total of 12.9 billion. Now, from what we see, where the dual carriageway ends, from that point to Eku, through Oviore and Orerokpe, the road is very, very bad. So the questions that will be asked by Deltans is, where did the money budgeted for the project, which comes to about 13 billion naira, what was the money used for? The second project we looked at is the Osubi Airport second runway project. During the administration of Governor Emmanuel Eweta Oduara, there were compelling reasons for the expansion of the Osubi Airport. The idea behind the Osubi Airport was for the runway to accommodate bigger aircraft, which was a laudable reason for the second runway project at Osubi Airport. The allocations to the airport project are as follows. By the end of 2011 fiscal year, over 1.3 billion had been expended on the project. In 2012, 8 billion was earmarked for the project. In 2013, 4 billion was spent on the project. In 2014, 4.5 billion was expended on the project. Going by the figures above, by 2014, the total amount spent was in the region of 17.8 billion naira. Although Governor Okowa did not make any budgetary allocations to the second runway project, under his administration, there was a budgetary allocation of 700 million naira for the construction of the Osubi Airport Road, which is less than 1 kilometer. With almost 18 billion naira spent, there is no second runway in sight. Deltans will need to ask questions and answers demanded from those who have run the state in the past 16 years to ascertain what actually happened to the Osubi Airport second runway project after spending such huge amount on the project. The next project we looked at is an abandoned bridge project. The bridge project was meant to have started at the end of Hospital Road, Orerokpe, to link Effurun Agbarho in Ughelli North local government area, thereby linking the Warri, Patani, Port Harcourt Expressway. From the videos, the only things we've found on site are the pillars that are being shown at the moment. Now, we are of the belief that the construction of this bridge will drastically reduce travel time between Orerokpe and Agbarho and open up Orerokpe to economic activities, thereby leading to the growth of the city. The next project we looked at is the Orerokpe Township Stadium. This stadium project was started under Governor James Onanefe Ibori. What you can find in the video, this project has long been abandoned and part of the land is currently being used as farmland. From the video, you can see that the stadium sits on very large expanse of land, but all the sitting stands of the stadium are currently overgrown with grass and trees. The artificial playing turf you can find is not fit for any sporting purpose. How a government can allow such a facility to deteriorate to this state beggars belief. But the most shocking aspect is that in the 2019 budget, the state government allocated the sum of 200 million for the rehabilitation of the Orerokpe Stadium. And from what you can see there, no such rehabilitation has ever taken place. And it is not also surprising that it is not only the Orerokpe Stadium, which is abandoned, that has had budgetary allocations. The Koko Stadium, which has long been abandoned, has had approximately 720 million naira budgeted for its rehabilitation between 2020 and 2022. Also, the Yogara Stadium has had an allocation of 700 million between 2019 and 2022 for its rehabilitation. How a government can continuously allocate funds to projects that are in dying state or have been abandoned would lead to Deltans asking very basic questions. What really did the government use those funds for? The next project we looked at is the Okuloho Oviri Aragba Road. This road is meant to link Orerokpe to Saple directly. Although the construction of this road started a while ago, because of the poor construction, the road is currently in very bad state, and from what you can see in the video, it's not motorable. Now, what we found worrisome in our budgetary research are as follows. Between 2016 and 2022, 1.97 billion has been allocated for the construction of Orerokpe internal and township roads. Another 1.8 billion naira has been allocated between 2019 and 2022 for the construction of Osubi Township roads. Between 2019 and 2021, 1.7 billion was budgeted for the rehabilitation of Orerokpe Oviri Road with bridge. In 2021 and 2022, there was budgetary allocation of 350 million naira for the construction of Factory Road, Orerokpe. In 2021 and 2022, 1.15 billion was allocated for the rehabilitation of Jedo Ugoton Road. In 2022, the sum of 500 million naira was allocated under a general heading, construction of internal roads in Orerokpe. With such huge budgetary allocation for road construction, one finds it difficult to believe that the only road that would have linked Saple easily with Orerokpe, which is the Okuloho Oviri Aragba Road, has not been given due attention. The last project we looked at is the construction of modern open and lock-up shops market at Orerokpe. This market on completion was briefly used by market traders and abandoned due to the wrong location, that is, being very far from Orerokpe. The place is currently overgrown with grass, and this only happens when the government does not carry out a need assessment before the commencement of projects. From what we can see from this structure, the funds that have been used to construct this market would have been used for other projects that would have met the needs of the people of Okpe local government. Although we did not get the budgetary allocations for this project is a replica of the Ozoro modern market, which has had the following budgetary allocations. In 2018, 300 million. In 2019, 303 million. In 2021, 120 million. In 2022, 300 million, totaling 1.033 billion. Again, like in all other places that we visited in Delta State, the 24 years of PDP in Delta State has showcased the abandonment of projects that would have been used by Deltans to further their businesses and also to make life easier for them. If this is what the PDP at their best can do, then Deltans should look at the other party, which is the APC, which will, with Senator Ovie Omagege at the helm of affairs in 2023, with Right Honorable Friday Osanebi as his deputy. Most of these projects we've looked at, that is the Effurun Osubi dual carriageway, the second Runway project, the bridge between Orerokpe and Agbarho, and so many other projects that we've looked at will be given due attention and completed so that Deltans will feel their involvement in the governance of the state, whereby the government would ensure that their needs are met.
Manifesto is therefore a product of profound thought based on my practical experiences, both in the executive and legislative arms of government. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come up with a 60-page manifesto anchored on the edge to build a new Delta band. Edge covers critical areas of governance that will drive our agenda when elected governor in 2023. The manifesto is our vision and mission. It captures our edge agenda, which brings down as E for employment and empowerment, D for development, economic, infrastructure and industrial, G for good governance, and E for enduring peace and security. The EDGE agenda sums up our people's hopes and aspirations for economic stability, sustainable employment, security, access to modern public infrastructure, solid institutions, and clean environment. It is strategically organized to make us a model state and a leading center of excellence. With EDGE, we bring credibility, efficiency, and trust back to governance. It is the ultimate paradigm shift to reform our public service, cut the cost of governance, eliminate waste, and deny corruption and other crimes, comfort and safety in our governance architecture. EDGE agenda is our firm promise and its success.
Jenny ọtí ọ̀yọ́